What's up, dudes? Victor here from Master Your Body Fitness. Got my buddy Rob, one of the members. He has super tight hips. He's always had kind of tight hips, but in this case, something is seeming to aggravate it and make the condition a little bit worse. So I'm going to put together, and I make this video for other people as well, because I have, almost everybody I know has tight hips except for people who really work at it. So people who have tight hips to the extent where it actually causes them a lack of mobility and pain and any other discomfort, any other really reason to do what I'm about to show you to do. This is going to help you. I'm going to put together a little foam rolling and stretching routine that if you do this, the more the better. You could do it every day, you could do it every couple days, but the more the better. Or when they're really hurting, when they're really tight, bust this little routine out, and it's all you guys, all right? So I'll get right into it. This is just going to be off the top of my head, like the way I normally do things this way anyway in terms of this. So I hope you enjoy, and I trust if you apply this, you will have your hips will feel a lot better at the end. It might be a little slightly uncomfortable during these stretches because you're already perhaps in a little bit of pain, but at the end you will feel great, just like any massage, any sort of experience like that, very similar. All right, so we'll get on to this. Let's see. Okay, so there's a lot of different angles and components to your hip, so it's not just one little muscle, so it's actually several that even if one is tight, they can make all your hips feel tight. So we're going to work all of them. This is going to work our inner muscles here. So if you can see my feet, I clap my feet together like my hands, and I slide them towards me as much as possible. And then see how I'm kind of hunched over? I want to sit nice and upright, kind of pick my chest up. I hope you can see, you can. I'm grabbing my feet here, and any way you can get leverage is fine, as long as you can. I'm going to drive my elbows into my upper thighs here, but whatever you have to do. So you don't have to necessarily grab exactly where I'm grabbing. Whatever allows you to do what I'm about to do, which is this. Sit upright and press my elbows into the floor. This is going to be a little stressful on your biceps because you have to kind of hold on tight and really dig your elbows in. And I'm tipping forward a little bit, but I'm not rounding in the mid-back. I'm trying to tip forward from my hips, from my lowest back, my tailbone basically. Trying to keep the top of my head to my tailbone as straight as possible, and then tipping forward and wrenching on my upper thighs. I'm feeling my groin muscles stretching very intensely right now, and slowly come out of it. I would hold each stretch for about 60 seconds. You want to ease your way into the stretch. Many people go forth in a crazy manner and then they can't sustain it and they're in pain. No, you want to slowly ease into the stretch, so at the end of the stretch you're in the most stretched out position as possible, and then at the end you slowly come out. Think of it like a rubber band that's been left outside, so it's kind of dry and brittle. You don't want it to snap. Okay, you got to kind of ease into it with all stretches, always. Okay, we'll do that. This is another good one for the hip flexor in the front. Grab your knee about 2 inches below, 2 inches below your knee. Clasp your fingers and try to press your shoulder down, or your knee down to your shoulder, like this. You may have to kind of get your thigh out of the way of your ribs and then bring it back in and press down like this. I'm going to lean my head back because you want both shoulders and your head on the ground like this. And you want your opposite leg stretched out and your toes pointing up. Slowly come out of it. You switch sides. Bam. Okay? This is maybe my favorite one. It's corrective stretching. See my legs? I know you can't see my face, that's fine. I'm going to bring my hips down and lean back. So, hips forward and down, shoulders and chest back. You'll feel it all in depending on where you're the most tight, but your stomach, your hip flexors, all the way down. You'll do both sides. Now, I'm going to do a little foam rolling. So I'll get the most painful out of the way, okay? So, good. So I'm laying down like this. This foam roller is going to go under me. I take my top leg and I press it down like this. And then between my left arm here and my right leg, I can kind of lift up. And I slide this down. This is your eye band, but it's all related, okay? So you could even focus more up here. Really, this foam roller, you just try to find the most painful spots and just sit on it and kind of suck it up for a few seconds. So let me see. Let's see what I got. If you get really good at it, you can stack your legs like this. I have sweatpants on. I'm not really good at it, so don't be too impressed. There we go. See? I kind of winced. That's the money spot. That's where you want to sit there. Breathe deep. I literally will the tension to go away. I send messages to my leg, and it seems to help. Maybe that I'm just crazy. I don't care. Okay. So a couple minutes on each side there. Now we're going to work our glute muscles, our butt muscles, which also attach to the outer hip here. So I sit like this, boom, I cross my feet like this, and then I just sit on this thing. And you see, it might be confusing in the camera, but my left leg is what's up top like this. So my left side is where I'm going to work. So I kind of lean. Let's see, I'll get a better angle. I lean right there, yep. Right where your leg connects to your torso there. This is quite painful. And wherever you're the most pain, wherever you're feeling the most pain, spend the most time in that area, okay? So that's that. You do both sides there. That's enough of that. If I do too much foam rolling, none of you are going to ever do this routine. So do that. Now I really like this 3-part hamstring, hip, and spine stretch. I stole it from the P90X3. It's a phenomenal workout series. So I'm sitting here like this. I extend my leg out like this. I bring my left leg and connect it to my extended leg, as you can see, which is pointing off on an angle, maybe a 45-degree angle for my center point, which is this. I don't just hunch over. I try to sit upright. I try to twist towards my extended leg. If you want to get real fancy with the yoga, you can reach up and then collapse down. Grab your foot if you can. If not, grab whatever you can get a hold of. Okay, I'll grab my leg here. It's all fine. You're just trying to lean forward, bring your chest towards your knee. Just think of that. Bring your chest towards your knee. And breathe. About 20 seconds in this one. I know I said a minute for all of them, but this one is going to be, again, a 3 or 4 part series, so you probably don't have a half hour to stretch, and I understand that. So 20 seconds is about what I would spend. Then I take this other leg and I place it on top of my thigh, and I hold it with my other hand so it doesn't slip off like this. So I grab this, I sit upright one quick second, just because we're doing a lot of leaning forward. You don't want your spine to start like getting trained to be leaned forward. So I try to even it out just by briefly sitting up straight. I lean forward now. This leg is pressing into my quadricep, which is flattening my leg whether I want to or not, and it's really going to allow a very complete stretch on my hamstring. Many people, when they have tight hamstrings, they kind of like get all cockeyed with the way their leg is, trying to avoid the stretch, thinking that if they have, it's better to like touch their toes. It doesn't really matter. As long as the hamstring is stretching, I prefer this. I'm not touching my toes here, but I have a complete stretch. I could get real sloppy and then touch my toes, but I don't care. I'm alone. I have no one to impress. Okay? Now I leave this here. Now we're moving on from the hamstring. Going to go to the hip on this side. Something that we just ironed out with the foam roller. So it's going to be nice and loose and in perfect condition to really stretch. Okay? So now I start to pick this extended foot up. bringing my shin, my top shin towards my chest, and then with my hands behind me, I press forward. At this point, again, the camera might be slightly confusing, but my left leg, my left hip, glute muscle is stretching tremendously. It feels good. Now, I'm simply going to tip, keeping everything the way it is, and I'm going to make my way up. So again, my left leg is over, so my right elbow tries to slip onto the other side, and I'm going to put pressure on my leg and try to look to my left here. So you can, I know this left and right talk is probably kind of confusing, but just kind of see what I'm doing. You'll get the hang of it. So again, and you don't want to be all hunched over. You want to be upright and twist. Because of the tremendous constriction of your airway when you're all contorted like this in this particular stretch, it's almost impossible to take a nice deep breath when you're right there. So I like to ease out of it slightly as I inhale, and then I really press my boundaries on a slow exhale. I would do 3 or 4 nice deep breaths like that for that side. And finally, one side is done. Then you just do the other side. Again, real quick. Boom. Leg extended, upright. I come down, 20 seconds. Flip the leg over, another 20 seconds. Bring this foot here. Chest to the shin, 20 seconds. I flip around. 20 seconds. We're going to do one more, okay? This is one that's good for your stomach and your lower back, and it'll kind of complete the whole series we just did, okay? So I'm going to lay all the way back. I have monkey arms, and I can grab my ankles. Many cannot because their arms are normal length. So don't worry about it. But if you can grab your ankles or your shoes, great, because it kind of helps you get leverage. It's not cheating. It actually helps you. And if not, the alternative is just to kind of press on the floor. So what I'm going to show you here is I'm going to press my hips up. See, if I really don't try that hard, this is about as high as they go. But I want you to truly pretend that you're going to get a bunch of money if you can get your hips up a little bit higher. And you'll, trust me, you'll find a way to do it. So, I start to like roll my shoulders under like this. Really drive with my heels. Toes off the floor. Breathing. Here's a little secret I've learned to get your hips up even higher, which right now it seems like I can't go any higher, but I'm going to come up on my toes, and as I do that, watch my hips. See how they come up? Now I'm going to keep my hips up and put my toes down, or my heels down. See? Slowly coming out of it. My hips stayed up there, so you can kind of keep going through that process to really slowly eke your way up there. We are going to do one more really good one, okay? So this, I'm sorry, I should have actually thought this out more, but so we did this one, remember that? So now, after that one, include this one. So now after, 20 a minute of this or so, I make a right angle, and then I tip, this is my right leg, mind you, I tip to my left. I make sure my bottom leg, or my leg that's extended is long, I don't let it curl up or anything, and then I look to my right like this. Slowly coming out of it, switch sides, but that should get you going, man. Hopefully you can bust that out in 10 minutes, especially if you guys are doing any working out. The best time to stretch is after a workout. However, you can come home after work or in the morning, as long as you just don't have the expectation of getting as deep into the stretch as you would after a nice workout when your body is warm and sweating. You can still stretch. It's not as effective, but it does help a lot, and it's certainly worth doing if you cannot find a situation where you can do it after a workout. So I hope that helps you guys. Hope that helps you work those hips out. And remember, do this at any time, man. Come home from work, you're sitting in front of the TV, keep your foam roller next to the couch or something, or a pink yoga mat like me, and then it's always right there at your disposal. All right, good luck, you guys with tight hips. I know it's no fun. A little tangent comment. If you guys have any inkling to try mixed martial arts or Muay Thai or karate, anything like that, kicking and all the stuff that those guys do, none of those guys have tight hips, put it that way. You can't have tight hips and have nice kicks. So that's another really kind of a fun activity. If sitting down and stretching is boring to you, then take a Muay Thai class or something, because it's that will help tremendously in a different way, but it will help nonetheless. God bless. Until next time.